Hey guys, this is a knife that I just obtained, made by Knives of Alaska. This is the Magnum series, the Alaskan Hunter, and honestly I haven't used this one yet. I just got it. Excuse me. Anyway, very impressed with the leather sheath. It you can smell the leather right when you open the box. They say they do something to it special. Anyway, the knife, it's the drop point design. I like the drop point design. I like the clip point too. It's called the Wolverine. The drop point design though, it leaves more meat toward the tip, so it just makes for better tip strength. And you can still use this as a self-defense knife, which I always kind of in the back of my head have that in the back of my head when I'm buying knives. I want it for more than one purpose, but mainly for this knife is to cut deer flesh and to skin with. You can't really use that as a choil, as you can see. I don't mind cutting myself, but I'm trying to push pretty hard. I'm not going to slide my finger up, but I'm fixing to show you. That's not big enough for a finger, unless you're a child. But I don't know if that picked up or not, but you know, it would be uncomfortable. It didn't stab through me or anything. It's not that sharp, but I mean, damn, your hand's going to slip off the blade. But anyway, sorry. This is a lot of jimping here. And is it functional? Hell yeah, it's functional. It feels like Spyderco's American-made jimping, or if you just want to call it grooves. Anyway, so Sure Grip. I've seen one other review on this, and I've heard Nothing Fancy talking about the Sure Grip. It's called Santoprene rubber/plastic. It's not, okay, if you've held the SRK from Cold Steel is, there we go, bit myself there. See, even knife guys get cut. I get cut all the time. Anyway, that was nice. Sorry. Alright, so back to what I was saying. You got a D2 tool steel blade. It's not going to be completely stainless. It's going to be a semi-stainless steel. It's got, they put a coating on it. I forgot exactly what they call it. Something, not Cerakote. What is it called? What do they say? Something peened finish. P-E-E-N-E-D. Or maybe that was on the sheath. I don't know. Whatever. It's got some kind of coating on it. Ceramic coating, I think it said. I'm not real sure how they would do that. Sorry, guys. I really just cut. Just kind of did like that. This one came razor sharp out of the box. Man, I need to do a cut paper test on this. Anyway, this was crazy sharp, like Cold Steel and Spyderco straight out of the box. You have a 0.14 inch blade spine thickness, and your blade, it wasn't quite as wide as I wanted it to be. Trying to see. I expected it to be a little wider than it was. Let's just do it this way. It's right about 1 inch. It's right about 1 inch. You might have a little more than 1 inch. The blade length is 4.5, and this other guy had already done a video on this knife, just on this one in particular, and he's already told you the dimensions. But I'm gonna tell you again, just for craps and giggles. You've got 9.5 inches overall, and to compare it, I should have compared my Condor from the other video, but you got your SE4, and you know the way I like to do my lanyards, not in a fighting style, but in like a bushcraft style or general use style. I like to have that little added security there. And you can see my hands sweat pretty bad because I just cut myself and I'm feeling pretty stupid, but I'm not redoing this video. I don't have the time for it. Anyway, to show you the difference, you have 3/16 inch blade spine thickness on the SE compared to 0.14 on your Knives of Alaska. Okay, and length difference. I don't know if that's going to stand up or not. Yeah. All right, let's try to line this up just right. So I don't know if that's going to pick up from where I'm at. I don't have a cameraman in this video either. I just propped the camera up as best I could. Yeah, I mean you got a pretty good length difference. 9.5 inches. They advertise this to be a 4.5-inch blade with I think a 4.5-inch handle. So you got 9. That's about half an inch difference there. I like this one. I mean, okay, I love Essie knives. I'm a huge fan of Essie knives, and yeah, you can actually put your finger here and not worry about it. It's just big enough for me to get, even if you want to hold it like this to be a little more safe when you're using it. The jimping's not nearly as good on Essie. It's good. It is solid, but when your hands sweat as bad as mine, I mean, well, they're not so bad when I don't cut myself, but this handle is just way better. It just feels way better. Now, does it soak up sweat? Does it get grippier when it's wet? I mean, I don't know if you can hear that, but I mean, I got a good purchase. While it's wet, my hands are sweating. How many times have I said that now? I'm gonna get a bunch of thumbs down on this video. Can this be used as a fighting knife? Yeah, obviously. In fact, it's really a perfect size for me. Nothing fancy says he'd put it in a Kydex sheath. I think he did. God, he did the boar hunter, and I kind of left a sarcastic comment I shouldn't have, but because he was talking about killing boars and not the knife for a long time. And anyway, if you had a Kydex sheath for this, it would be ridiculous, especially the kind that Essie does use. Push it off. You got that down in your pocket, and you're just like, I mean, you're ready for action. Especially if you have it here, and you can get a reverse anyway. Okay. Also, the Tops Bob is also a close. It's kind of, I don't know why they remind me. I guess kind of the blade. I got the Bob out because it was a little longer. It was about the same size. It was thicker, but it was a lot like the SC4 in length and certain specifications. You're looking at D2 steel versus 1095 once again. I apologize in my last video. I mentioned the Condor bush lore was 1095. I said I was talking real fast like I am now, and I said 1095. No, it's 1075. Can I see a difference? Not really. Not in sharpening. It sharpens the same quickness as the Essie and the Tops. Actually, this Tops, I haven't had to sharpen. I hadn't used it. Yeah, I'm just being honest with you on this one. I just like it. I bought this originally for self-defense, just overall. But it's a little large. I'd grab this one first. But anyway, it's the Santa Preen, back to the handle. It's got a huge, I mean, obviously you can drive paracord through here. Here's 2 pieces of paracord. Let's see if they'll fit. There goes 2 pieces of paracord straight through the hole, the lanyard hole there. So I like that. That's a lot more generous than what you were getting with the Bark River Bravo 1. And those of us that do like lanyards, I don't like them on folders. They get in the way. Actually, they can get in the way of the blade opening. But I really like I like them on fixed blades. I didn't put one on this one yet, and I may not, because just like the Cold Steel SRK, it's got a really good grip. The SRK is more rubbery feeling. This is very textured, but it feels like a direct 50% plastic, some kind of plastic, and 50% rubber. They call it Santoprene. I mean, if you can take a neoprene, they make a lot of neoprene braces and stuff like that. So you do a little bit of MMA, and it's the kind of those cheap ones that you put around your elbows or your wrist or your knee when you sprain it, because you're always spraining stuff. If you're anything like me, I hit a little too hard for my frame. My tendons and bones don't match up with strength. I wasn't born a really big guy, but anyway, I really like this knife. It's not anything flashy. It's definitely opposite from the Bark River. I traded the Bark River in for this one and the Condor Bush Lore, and of course the not sold anymore, discontinued Rat 1, the Jeff Randall logo Rat 1. I love that knife. For the money, I don't think you can do better on a folder. I like it better than the Tenacious, and for the money. And all the Tenacious are going right now. It's November of 2014. They're going from $35 to $45 a piece. I mean, anywhere you look, and some of it, if they are 35, you're paying shipping, so you're still getting the rat for $30. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's still cheaper, and I think it's a better quality knife overall. And it says Taiwan instead of China. And I've been wanting to say it depends on where it's made and what factory and all this kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure. All I know is Essie's made great. I mean, Ontario Rat 1 is made great. But anyway, so this review. It's just tabletop once again. I don't have a camera when I'm out in the woods. Now this one I haven't even had time to carry. I've worked the last couple of days since I got this. I'm just doing a video. The sheath is your basic leather sheath, but it's attractive. It's old school, nothing like what I usually buy. It's got the I'm getting blinded here. It's got the bear roaring at you on the front. I don't know if you can see that, but I actually wiped this down with some leather conditioner because the whole sheath looked kind of like this. So I darkened it up some. And I may do it again. It looked kind of faded on the front, but it's just because they did some kind of brush treatment or something to it. And it's definitely strong. And when you put the knife in, it's kind of, leather usually, doesn't, usually on knives that snap, they have a snap. It's usually not going to hold it in, and this one doesn't. Okay, but like with knives that don't have a snap, it's like a friction. It's friction holds it in by friction, kind of like the Condor bush sword. I'm not a huge fan of leather sheaths, just like most people aren't. But I like this one. I don't really want to replace it. And if I wanted to carry it one day for self-defense, I'll get a Kydex and just have 2 sheaths for it. I don't even want to sell this sheath. I like it. And it's generous. Once again, like I said on the bush lore, it's generous for a belt. I mean, I already knew the specs on this one, so I didn't have to measure everything. As far as where it actually, the openings, you have 2.66 maybe. It's a little over 2.5 inches of belt space and room. And like I said, it's not really a large knife. You want to sit them all together real quick. I don't know how to do this like this. Maybe SE4. So in order of size, we'll go SE4 and Knives of Alaska, and then your toss bob. The bob being the biggest and thickest. But I just like this one because it looks completely different than anything I already have. With all the black coatings and the micartas and all that, and the Kydex. It's just something different.